What's up, world? I am TJ, and this is Nativerezmedia, your place for opinionated tech news, reviews, and entertainment. And today I will be bringing you a review of the Akaso Brave 7 LE, the limited edition here. I think that's what LE stands for. I'm pretty sure it doesn't say it on the box or anything, but that's usually what it stands for. We're going to go over what came in the box. This is everything, all the accessories and whatnot. The action camera is on the case here, well, inside the waterproof housing that it came with. I'll pull that out here in a second. But inside the box, it comes with your Bluetooth or no Wi-Fi remote that hooks up to the camera once it's turned on. You can start and stop recording, take a picture with that remote. It is actually pretty convenient if you have it mounted on your head. I'll go a little bit more over that a little bit later in this video, but it comes with two 1350 milliamp hour batteries. One is inside the camera right now. It comes with a dual charger here. It has LEDs on it. It lets you know when it's charging and when they are fully charged. I think it'll glow green or blue or something like that. It comes with a micro USB charger here. Comes with some straps. Comes with two of these little sticky helmet mounts or whatever. I have one actually mounted in my vehicle because I was doing some time lapse with this action camera. It comes with this I don't know, like some kind of extension mount here. I don't know what any of these mounts are called, but you'll know what you need them for when you need them. And it comes with a whole bunch of other little arm mounts and accessories there. And it comes with this little mount here that has a quarter 20 on the bottom. This camera itself, outside of the case with no case attached, has a quarter 20 threaded screw on the bottom, and it comes with another mount there. Then you have a couple extra sticky pads, lens cloth, and it has a metal lanyard in here to if you need to secure this to something that you are filming. If you got it on the outside of a plane, or if you're driving with it on the outside of a car, you might want to secure the camera a little bit better. That metal lanyard is pretty nice to have in there, along with some zip ties and your bike mount there. And I believe that's all the stuff. I actually have an additional accessory kit that I purchased from Amazon, and I kind of mixed some of this stuff up in it, so I had to go scour through and make sure I had all the Akaso stuff separated from that. I'll talk about that and maybe in another video. But inside the box here, this is a newer style box because I've seen some where it's shorter, it's white, has a sleeve on there, and all the accessories come inside of little pouches or something. But who knows? The manufacturers have different, I guess, terms where they're sending things out. So I don't know if Akaso went to them and was like, oh, you know, we want this changed up a little bit. Who knows? But I have seen other cameras that look eerily similar to this one. So this could be one of those things where, and I think it is, Akaso goes to a manufacturer, tells them the specs that they want, that manufacturer builds them, and they then ship it out. And other I guess companies can do the same thing, like the Campark V40 or something like that. It's a similar action camera to this that looks almost the same. But let me get this taken off of here, or taken off of here. And so this camera is IPX7 certified, so you can put this inside of water, I think up to a meter, for about 30 minutes, and it will be waterproof. For as far as that, any longer exposures to that, you are risking damaging the camera. If not, you're going to want to keep it in this housing if you're going any deeper than that, up at any longer time. So if you get in the ocean, just use the waterproof housing here. But if you're just going out in the rain or going skiing, snowboarding, things like that, you will not need this case. And I know it because I went snowboarding with this camera, got a little bit of footage of that. That was my first time snowboarding, a lot of falls. The camera held up with no issues. All right, so let me get this out of here, put this off to the side. All right, good thing. I'm gonna go over the ergonomics a little bit of this camera, how it operates, and some of the ports and things on it. So you have your front screen and you have your rear screen. It's good to have this front screen on there if you're doing, a selfie stick, doing any kind of vlogging. If you're going down the mountain, you want to see yourself. That is a nice feature to have. A lot of budget action cameras don't have that front screen on it. Akaso was one of the first to do it. So kudos to them. Then you have your lens here. You got your lens cover. Well, it's not a lens cover. You just got the lens and the glass that goes over it. This does not come off or anything, so you might want to take care of that. You can probably buy some kind of lens protector plastic for this and screen protector plastic for this from an aftermarket store. Even if you don't find one that fit, you probably can get something that'll cut it down, because once you scratch this up, you are done. Then you have your USB charging port and your HDMI out. You can plug a micro HDMI cable into this and plug it directly into a TV and view the video footage that you capture. You have a little speaker on the side there. On the top, you have your mic. Then you have your shutter, start, stop, record button there, and then your mode button next to it, and then you have your power button on the side. Coming down to the bottom, you have a 1/4 threaded hole here, which is nice. You don't have to have a case or anything to mount this onto any kind of tripod or something. I can screw this into here and I can use the accessories that come with this, or if I have a tripod, something that has a 1/4 threaded screw on it, I can just screw this in there and it works just fine. Then inside here, you press down on that, slide that up, and then you have your battery and where you plug your micro SD card in there. I typically use a 64 gigabyte micro SD card. You want something that's going to be fast, because this will record 4K up to 30 frames per second. So you want to get a decently fast micro SD card. So with that being said, I'm going to just dive right into the specs a little bit on this action camera. I had them pulled up here on my trusty Lenovo Legion here. Let's see here. So yeah, you got your weatherproof, dual screens, touch screen. It is touch screen, IPX7 waterproof, of course, 4K 30 video. It has electronic image stabilization 2.0. That's what Akaso says. Get into that a little bit later, but 20 megapixel photos come out pretty good. It has built-in Wi-Fi. You can get the Akaso Go app, put it on your phone, and you can go in there, tweak the settings, start, stop recording, things like that, and change whatever record mode that you need, like time lapse, or just normal recording, or just go in and take photos, things like that. And another little feature is that gimbal, like 6-axis stabilization. Nah, I would not say that at all. But it is it's okay. It's not horrible. But that's pretty much it when it comes to the specs. It'll record 2.7K. It'll record, like I said, your 1080p, and they have elevated frames per second. But once you get to 4K, it cuts off at 30. I actually have some video that I took. I went out to a local little trail, or around by my house, and I actually took it out with the DJI Osmo action camera along with this one to kind of compare some of the footage. I won't do a comparison video right now. I have to do a whole nother review on the DJI Osmo action and tell you what I think about this. So stay tuned for that. If you want to see that, make sure you subscribe. But this camera itself at 1080p, I think I did 60 frames per second at 1080p, or was it 120 at 1080p? I think I did with this. I did a 60 frame. I did a 2.7K at 60 with this. I did 2.7K at 30, and then I went up to 4K at 30, and I got some footage of all of that with this camera. All right, this is the Akaso Brave 7 LE action camera. About 3 feet away from my face. It's a little bit windy out here, so wind noise reduction is on the microphone. I'm going into some in and out of well-lit places. There's some shadows, and it's a nice sunny day. A little bit of clouds in the sky. I don't know how the audio quality sounds. But most of this, the video settings, like I said, this was 4K 30. Image stabilization is on, and you don't have the I guess you can't go into the menu and change the ISO or the shutter speed or anything with this camera. You can only set the exposure value, and adjust everything from there. You can change the color profile. This is, I think, the default normal color profile. And yeah, how does it look? 1080p, 30 frames per second. .7K, 30 frames per second. .7K, 60 frames per second. It's an 1080p, 120. No image stabilization. Anything below 4K with this camera is questionable. It's not bad footage, but it is not true 2.7 or true 1080p. The 1080p looks more like 720. The 2.7 looks more like 1080p. The 4K is the only thing that looks, it looks more like 2.7. So everything that you have set, it goes down a notch, but the overall quality is pretty good for what you're getting. But I'm sure you can probably save a few bucks and get, you know, one of those $100 action cameras that might have just as good as good footage as this. This is what, about 140 retail. That's what it costs right now, so who knows. Then coming over into the microphone quality with this, as you will hear in some of the video that I took, I'm going to be playing it as I'm speaking here. You'll hear, you know, the wind noises. Even with the wind noise reduction setting that's in here set, it's still kind of it gets loud. So let me turn this on. You know, you can go into the menu and you can see here right now it's got the wind noise reduction set on here, but it doesn't seem like it does much on this action camera. Then going into the settings here, you have your video resolution. You can change that. You got voice record, video quality, wind noise reduction, exposure value, metering, date stamp, things like that on that one. Then you come on down here, you can change how the sounds are. There is no like multiple sounds. Recording, you heard that beep that when I press the button, that's what it does when you start recording and stop. It's the same beep. So if you have it on your head, you may or may not know when you are recording and when you are not recording. So Akaso, take note of that. Make those sounds a little bit different. Then you have your angle. You can have your super wide, or medium angle, or narrow. Then you got your driving mode. I think that's like a loop record, so it just records over and over until you get into some kind of accident or you see something. Then you can stop it and it'll save that recording. Then you have your upside down. This does not have auto upside down auto upside down feature. You want to set that in here, so if you turn it upside down to record and mount it in your vehicle or anywhere, make sure you flip the screen. Then you have your screensaver. It just cuts off the screen. Auto power off. You can set that in the durations up to, I think it's like 5 minutes here. Yeah. So 1 minute off, 1 minute, 3 minutes, and 5 minutes in the settings. Then you have your power frequency. That's either 50 hertz or 60 hertz. I'm in the United States and we operate at 60 hertz. So that is what I have it set on. Then you have your white balance. That is the only place you can set your white balance. You can't change the color temperature or anything like that. So you just have auto, daylight, shade, tungsten light, white, or fluorescent. You want to set it to some sort of setting, because if you set it to auto throughout your video, sometimes it might fluctuate. So that's something to keep note of. And then you got your date and time, language, things like that. So with that being said, if you are a tweaker, if you are somebody who likes to set those things like ISO and your shutter speed, this is probably won't be the action camera for you, because it doesn't do anything like that. You basically set your exposure value, or you set your color temperature, and it'll adjust from there. So that's pretty much what you get. This is what you see is what you get. Point and shoot and get out there and get some footage type of action camera. It's one of those that if I'm launching a rocket up into the sky, I put this on here because I don't want to waste $400 mounting a GoPro on the side of a mountain, or not a mountain, but on the side of a rocket ship. Then, you know, the good thing about this, it does have quick features. You can swipe up from the bottom to get to whatever resolution you want it at, and you can have your electronic image stabilization and things like that turn on or off from this menu, similar to the DJI Osmo Action. So swipe from right there and it'll change into camera mode. If you swipe from the top, you can get into where you lock the screen or anything, or something like that. You can lock the screen. So if I lock it, the screen's locked. If I touch it, it won't unlock the screen unless I swipe this lock over to the right. And if I swipe from the right to the left, it changes back into video mode. If I swipe from the left to the right, it'll change back into camera mode. And it goes from either direction to do that. And it'll tell you at the top, hey, you're in video mode. You got electronic image stabilization on, wind reduction on, and sound recording, things like that. So it's fairly simple. And if you press this play button, any video that I have recorded, I can play it back from this screen. The screens on here are adequate. They are not some kind of color accurate screen, so don't count on getting a true depiction of the color that you are capturing outside on these screens. The front screen, like I said, it's a good thing to have that, and you can get your framing right. The color may or may not be accurate on that screen, so keep that in mind. But it does help you out immensely over not having a screen on the front at all. Other than that, my overall conclusion of this action camera is, for the money, honestly, if you get this for retail, $140 plus tax or whatever, I would just save up, go to that the next tier up. Just go ahead and get the Osmo Action. It is it's a much better camera. And this is coming from someone who, like I said, I am very thrifty and what is the term, frugal when it comes to spending my money, because everyone wants the best bang for the buck, but when it comes down to features and things like that, that extra $50 or $60 or whatever you're gonna spend is way more, it's well spent when you put into the DJI Osmo Action rather than just paying $140 for the Akaso. I'm sorry, Akaso. The thing of it is, the image stabilization in this camera, it's not that good. I don't know what it is. It's okay. It'll stabilize if you're, being smooth, if you have it mounted to something that you're being smooth. But when you start to walk, it kind of has like a little judder here and there. It's like a micro judder. So that could be a pain sometimes. And then, like I said, for me, the color accuracy or the settings that you can change in the camera, I'm a tweaker, so I like to tweak things. So the Osmo Action, it has those features to where you can go in there and tweak your ISO. You can tweak your shutter speed. You can put on a ND filter and tweak them a little bit more if you need to. But the Osmo Action does not come with all these accessories. That's why I went out and I bought a kit with all the accessories. You can get one of those for $20. Just a kit that has a whole bunch of these accessories built into them. So it'll be worth it for that. But again, as far as this one, the Akaso Brave 7 LE, again, I would say, hey, just save your money. Get the DJI Osmo action camera. It's a much better camera. Thank you guys for viewing this. I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace. Oh, wait. Before you peace, if you have any questions about this camera, if you want me to go over anything else on this camera, make sure you comment down below. Now, peace.